Howdy folks, I just want to welcome you back to another weekly tech tip with Ben. And today we are going to talk about Diffit. So Diffit is a really neat tool that allows you to create resources, questions, and lesson plans for almost any subject you can think of. This works for elementary right through secondary, just all depending on what you want to talk about. So when you log into Diffit, you'll land on this page and it gives you three options for what you want to do. So you can say literally anything where you type in what you wanted to talk about and it'll generate everything. If you found a video that you really like, you can use that, like a YouTube video or anything, you just copy and paste the link. Or if you have a PDF or some text that you like, you can put it in there. And what's really neat about it, not only does it generate questions, multiple choice, short answer, and prompts, writing prompts, it also allows you to tone down the language. So you can choose, you can take something that's written for high school and you can put it down to a grade 6 reading level or grade 5 or 7, whatever you want, and it'll change the language in it to help differentiate based on your students and their reading levels. So let's just look at literally anything. So let's say I am a biology teacher, which I was, and I want to look at protein synthesis. So I just type it in, I choose a reading level. I'm going to say grade 10, and in English. I'm going to generate resources. So after a bit of time, it's now generated a bunch of resources. So there's a reading passage, super important process that happens in our cells, like factory building thousands of different molecular machines. So you see the language is a little more relaxed, like it's super important, but you can also show the sources of where it's getting its information. So like if you're not as sure, I would check it over to make sure, like, oh, this comes from Wikipedia, that comes from PBS, that comes from Khan Academy. Okay, cool. So it's nice that it gives you its sources for where it's getting its information from. So if we go further down, it makes a summary. So here's a 3-point summary that you can, all of these things are editable. So it tells you the 3 main important points. It gives you vocabulary words. So the protein synthesis and the definition, what's transcription and its definition. You can add vocabulary words. So maybe I want gene, and then I want spigot. So there's something that has to do with cells, and there's something that has to do with hoses. It's gene, a segment of DNA, blah, blah, blah. Spigot, a device used to control the flow of a liquid, pipe, or container. So you can add in words, vocabulary words. There's multiple choice questions. This is kind of neat where you can hit add question. You can choose what you want. So basic comprehension, you want simple reasoning, strategic thinking, or extended thinking. So I want strategic thinking and I want 2 questions. And then it generates them. What's the role? And then short answer if you want to add questions. Once again, you have extended thinking, strategic, or simple. So I want to extend thinking with 3 questions, and then boom, there's our questions, and it can show you the answers that go with those questions. Okay. So I like these extended questions. And then lastly, they have open-ended prompts for writing. Once again, you can add prompts, and then boom, now you have a ton of different useful information. So now we have this all, what can we do with it? So you go to export and share, and this is a really neat process as well, because you can choose the format and how you want to do it. So if you want it as a PDF or just a printable doc, make it into a Google Forms quiz. Well, there's tons. There's KWL workbooks, problem and solutions interactive, pros and cons workbooks, 3-2-1 summary, 5 senses interactive. Okay, there are tons of different ways, cause and effects graphic organizer, claims and evidence workbook. Let's check that one out. So open it with slides. You'll have to give it permission to go into your Google Drive. So we open up our Google Slides, and then boom. So on the first page, it gives you instructions. So that's kind of like how to run this lesson. So it even gives you a lesson plan kind of on how to run everything through. And it tells you what you should be doing. Obviously get rid of that page if you're using this. So these are obviously laid out in a printable way. So they give you some reading text, and then you have identify claims the author makes and look at supporting evidence for it. Vocabulary terms, use it in a sentence, use an image to represent it. You have answer and explain. So I like that, where it's not just a multiple choice, but then you explain your answer. and then you have short answer questions, and then you have reflect and discuss. All right, so there's a really easy resource that all I had to do was type in a prompt, choose a reading level, double check it to make sure the information's good, and it came up with all that. So maybe you're showing a YouTube video. Let's see, there's this really good tech YouTuber that's just hit the scene. So let's look at one of their videos. So we paste a link to a YouTube video into Diffit. And here we go. We have a summary of what the video is about. We have key vocabulary words from the video, multiple choice questions, short answer, and open-ended prompts, right? Then you can export and share. I want it as a problem-solving interactive. We open it up, and here we have our slideshow with vocabulary from the video, questions about the video, and also talking points from the video, multiple choice, short answer, etc. So you can copy and paste. If you see a cool documentary, cool quick video, you want to use that as sort of a writing prompt, you don't have to use everything in here. If you don't want the multiple choice, you can edit it and get rid of it all, right? Maybe you just want open-ended writing prompts, right? So you can use however you want. You can change everything. Lastly, let's say you have a PDF, so you can either copy out a part of a PDF or you can put the whole PDF in there. So go on to Diffit, check it out. Maybe it can help you be a little more productive, a little quicker on generating some of the material, some writing prompts, some questions. And also the differentiation piece is really neat, where you can give the same website at 3 different reading levels to 3 different groups of students. So have a look, and we'll see you in the next one.